Welcome to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, and happy friggin' Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving 2024, and I am thankful for all of you. Each and every one of you who clicks on my videos, all of you who hit the thumbs up, all the subscribers out there, all of you commenters, and a special huge thank you to all my patrons who make all of this possible. Without each and every one of you, I wouldn't be doing this for a living. I would be doing something completely different. Probably driving an enormous bus on super snowy mountain roads. So the public also thanks you. With that being said, today's video was another bourbon skirmish, but not just any bourbon skirmish, no. Today, it's a turkey tussle. Just how good is this 2024 release of Russell's 10-year, the LLME? LLME 20 if you want to get extra super specific. Word on the street is this puppy's got some extra aged bourbon in it. But how does it compare to a turkey legend? Jimmy Russell's 60th anniversary brought this gem, the Diamond, a 90 proof offering consisting of barrels that were blended together ranging between 13 and 16 years old. These are two 90 proof wild turkey bourbons. How do they compare? How do they stack up? Can LLME even hold a candle to the Diamond anniversary? America. The Diamond will go in the glass labeled D. America. The Russell's 10 LLME 20 will go in the glass labeled 10. Actually, if I'm being totally honest with you, this glass is heavier than this glass, and when I picked these glasses up, I think that the heavier glass was the Wild Turkey Diamond Anniversary pour. And if that's the case, I can't have that. Yes. Therefore, new glass. Now we have a fair turkey tussle. Glass 1, glass 2. Glass 1 for the nose. Wow, that smells like Paris Hilton smelled back in 2002. I would imagine. Yeah, glass 2. Also very good. Let's give him a double SJ. This glass is like a tropical fruit cup with the pineapples and the cherries. It's like a fruit sludge. A sweet fruit sludge and delicious oak. Holy shenanigans, this smells good. Glass 2 is a bit more closed off. It seemingly wants to smell like this glass, but it's just kind of reserved a bit shy, an introvert possibly. Glass number 2 isn't as sweet, but it does have some sweet characteristics, but it's much more tamed down than glass number 1. Glass number 2 is possibly oakier, but it's kind of like a musty oak. This glass possesses much more turkey funk than this glass. This glass is all sweet singing. This glass is like the Oneaters when they sing that song, Do That Thing You Do. You doing that thing you do. Because the thing that it does to my nose is super special. This glass does something else. Also smells special, but in a funkier, mustier, waterlogged oak kind of way. If I had to guess on the nose which one of these bourbons is older, I would say that glass number 2. There is a ton of oak on glass number 1, but glass number 2 is just damper and woodier. If I were judging this competition based off the nose alone, glass number 1 would take the cake. But since nosing is less than half the battle, let's get into tasting these things to see who taps out in this turkey tussle. For the hells of it, let's start with glass number 2, shall we? Glass number 2 down the hatch. Oh wow. That is, whoa. That is so good. That is cherry and oaky, sweet and spicy. So much barrel influence and turkey funk on here. I thought for sure, based off of the nose, that glass number 1 was going to be the Diamond and glass number 2 was going to be the LLME. But after sipping glass 2, I'm wondering if that's true. I gotta take a second sip. Second sip. Second sip is a little bit effervescent on the front of the palate, seemingly a little carbonation, even though obviously it's not carbonated, but you get that little sizzle on the front of the tongue. It's kind of like a cherry pop rocks. Of course it's not super oily, and the finish is lingering, but it's not like an everlasting finish. It's only 90 proof. You kind of have to anticipate going into this that the flavors you're gonna get are gonna be a bit more subtle and not as robust as a barrel strength or even 100 proof bourbon. The secret's in the subtlety. Glass number 1. Wow. Glass number 1 is falling pretty flat on the palate compared to glass number 2. This seems like a watered down bourbon. Glass number 1 seems like there was something lost when they added water to it. The flavors in this glass are a bit lackluster. I feel like the flavors are just under the surface and you can't quite get to them. I do remember when I first tried the LLME, I was blown away by the nose, but the palate fell a bit short. And I'm thinking that's what's happening here on glass number 1. You get some oak, you get a little bit of red fruit, you get a little bit of that turkey funk, but realistically, what you are getting is a bourbon that tastes watered down. A bourbon that tastes not like it smells. The nose of this glass is extraordinary. The palate of this glass is extraordinary. If that makes sense. Back to glass 2. This glass is nice up front, sweet, effervescent-y qualities. Then it takes a dip and then ramps back up on the back of the palate where you're getting like medicinal cherries, like a Luden's throat drop, the ones that taste like candy because they're not medicinal at all. Pretty sure they are just candy. You know when you bob for apples? This is like you were bobbing for oak boxes filled with Luden's cherry cough drops. And what you were bobbing in was a tank full of delicious 13 to 16-year-old wild turkey bourbon. I'm calling a stop to this turkey tussle, this bourbon skirmish, at 2 minutes and 19 seconds of round number 2, declaring the winner via submission by a turkey titty twister. Glass number 2. Wild Turkey Diamond. The nose on the LLME Russell's 10 from 2024 is bonkers. Is literally bonkers. The nose on it is ridiculous. The nose on the Turkey Diamond from 10 years ago, also very, very friggin' good, but the nose on the LLME somehow is better. But when you get to the point, when you get to the meat of it, when you get to the part that matters, the taste, the flavor, the full experience, the Diamond just does everything better. It's way more complex, way more flavorful. For 50 bucks, the Russell's 10 LLME is definitely a pickup if you can find one. If you can't find one, I wouldn't fret. If you want to know more about this Russell's 10-year LLME, go on over to Rarebird 101's website, and he's got a whole article on it. He did a whole write-up. He's an author. I'll put a link to that article right there. If you want to read it, I'll put the link to it right there. So you can just click on it and go right to his website. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you're having an awesome day. Hopefully you get to celebrate with your family. You have a great time. Please be safe. Don't drink and drive. Take care of those around you and have an awesome, fantastic, super duper Thanksgiving. And if you get bored, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Or if you get totally hammered and want to spend money irresponsibly, you can join my Patreon. Patreon.com/ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey, like I always say. Keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on, again, eating ham instead of turkey, because turkey is not great. and we can all agree on it. I know every single year people put in the comment section, oh, if you don't like you haven't tried my turkey. You haven't tried my turkey. I double dog dare you to come over and eat my turkey because my turkey isn't dry. My turkey is moist. You gotta know how to cook a turkey to eat a turkey. Well, guess what? Only 2 days a year do we eat turkey. It's never August 27th and we ask our wives, what do you want for dinner? And she's like, I don't know, babe, what do you want? And you're like, babe, I don't know, what do you want? Never ever do you agree that you're gonna have turkey. And on top of that, you never ever plan to cook a turkey. You're like, hey, you know, it'd be great if this week we cook a turkey and then we eat it for dinner and then we have leftovers for a few days. No, that's not happening. It only happens on Christmas and Thanksgiving. I don't know why we decided to eat the driest meat for family get-togethers, but there is other options. There are so many other options. And I know that some of you don't agree, but maybe you should look at yourself in the mirror and watch yourself chew that turkey breast for an hour, because it ain't going down without gravy or water. Just saying.